Hey, we are going to go to my next guest. My next guest is a person I've known for quite a while. She's a very smart person with an excess of 30 years in medicine. Her name is Dr. Barbara Hale. She's a uniquely qualified writer for the medical and health market and an expert content and SEO marketer. Barbara boosts search engine rankings for her clients in addition to promoting them to grow their practice. And Dr. Hales is CEO of The Right Treatment LLC and The Medical Strategist. Also a best-selling author. I mean, what don't you do, girlfriend?
Well, I'm working on doing everything.
She was inducted into the National Academy of Best-Selling Authors and has appeared on CBS, NBC, ABC, Fox, and Newsweek magazines. Spoken at events and sites like NASDAQ. I've seen you speak at NASDAQ and CNN Center. And the Success Live event at Universal in Orlando. Geez, what was that all about?
Well, that was really exciting. And what I'd like to talk to you about today is what you think you know, Clint, is that you can reach your doctors by phone, going to their office, or nowadays with the health crisis, by being online with telehealth. But what you may not know is that a lot of doctors are on the verge of bankruptcy and going broke, so that they may, in fact, be having to close their office, shut the door, walk away, and when you need them, they will not be there.
It's terrible, this whole telemedicine thing. It doesn't pay a lot of money, does it?
No, it doesn't. But for all you doctors and health professionals that are listening out there, I just want to tell you, it doesn't have to be that way. The thing is that health professionals need to be conscious of the business of medicine. Nowadays, it's great to have a big heart and be a healer, but that's not going to put food on the table and be able to pay your staff. You need to also be conscious of the way to bring revenue in.
That's how you help people?
That's one of the ways that I help people. The thing is that the first thing is you have to see how you are unique. For instance, for me, the reason why I can be a great marketer for health professionals is because I worked in the trenches like the rest of you. I know what works and what doesn't because I promoted my own practice for so many years and can promote others. But what you need to ask as a physician is, what makes me unique? What makes me different? What can I offer that my competitors down the block don't, so that patients will want to come to you? And the thing is, if you can't answer that, my best solution for that is for you to write a book. If there are 2 or 3 doctors that are doing exactly the same thing as a patient, you want to go to the one that's written the book because they are the authority in the field.
100%. I've written so many books. I write some books with people, but really the person, you got to write your own book. If you don't have the dedication or how many books have you written?
I've written 5 books in my name, and I've written a dozen more as a ghostwriter for other people. The thing is, if you want to have a book and you don't have the time or wherewithal, it's not a problem these days. You can outsource it. Yeah,
it's a pretty easy process to have a book written by a ghostwriter, and it's very helpful and makes a big difference in your career to be the person who wrote the book on this subject. One of my clients I was talking to is a financial advisor, and he's like, I specialize in helping people who retire from Honda. I'm like, well, you should write the book on how to be financially free from Honda, right? Boom. Now the guy, he doesn't even take my calls anymore. He's too busy making money, and that's what can happen if you have the right book on the right topic.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Great. What other things do you want to talk about?
Well, I'd also like to talk about social media. Many people have seen a little clip that a doctor from the Midwest put out on YouTube, where all he did was show how you sterilize your groceries during this pandemic, after you've gone shopping and before you bring them into the house, to keep your house COVID-free. That little clip was seen by more than 1 million people, and loads of prospective patients called the office immediately to say, that's the doctor that I want to go to.
Yeah, I had Dr. Anna Maria Temples, one of my Celebrity Launchpad graduates. She did a segment on how to cure earaches without antibiotics, and that clip went viral.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah. That, what's your suggestion for how a person can make a clip that's going to get a lot of traction?
Well, the thing is, you have to sit down and think about what your patients are actually interested in and the type of patients you have. You also want to be on the right social media platform. For instance, if you're a pediatrician, then your patients may have a lot of time on TikTok and Snapchat. You're not going to get a baby boomer on Snapchat. So you have to go to where your patients will be so that you are seen by them. You can't obviously do every social media platform because there's a new one coming out every day and you just don't have the time and wherewithal for that. However, it is a big mistake that people make not to fill out the profile on every single social media platform because they allow you to, whether you're active there or not. Mm-hmm. The main goal of your social media participation is to drive traffic from that place back to your website. Mm-hmm. So, they allow you to put your profile and the keywords on every profile. And even if you're not there, it's really a mistake not to fill out the profile. They let you do it for free. You could attach whatever keywords that you want to it and drive traffic.
I agree 100%. Now you have a new coaching program you want to tell us about?
Yes. What I'd like to tell you about is a program that I've devised called Patients on Demand, so that doctors can know how to drive traffic to them, to get patients to their office, to boost their search engine ranking so that they are seen on the first page of Google, and to make more money.
I really like you a lot, Barbara Hales. You're a real trooper. I remember when you came and spoke at NASDAQ, you had a broken arm, right?
That's right.
And you still showed up. And that's really what it's all about, is showing up. So many people, for some reason, whatever reason, they won't show up. They can't show up. But you show up, and you show up strong every single time. Tell people how to find out more information about Dr. Barbara Hales.
What you can do is go to themedicalstrategist.com, and I'm looking forward to speaking with you. If you contact me at barbara@themedicalstrategist.com, we have a free 30-minute discovery call, and we could discuss the needs that you have and set up a strategy program for you on marketing that works for you.
That's Dr. Barbara Hales. Thanks so much for being my guest here on The Greatest Show of All Time.
Thank you so much for having me.